अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय आर्थिक सहयोगका निम्ति गठित G20 अर्थात् ग्रुप अफ 20 को अध्यक्षता गत डिसेम्बरदेखि 1 वर्षको निम्ति भारतले गरिरहेको छ। भारत सरकारले देशका विभिन्न प्रान्तहरूमा सभा र कार्यक्रमहरू आयोजन गरिरहेको छ। यही क्रममा दोस्रो टुरिज्म वर्किङ ग्रुप मिटिङ अनि कार्यक्रमहरू आज 1 अप्रिलदेखि आरम्भ गरिरहेको छ। यसै सन्दर्भमा हिज सिलगढीमा एक पत्रकार सम्मेलनको आयोजन गरिएको थियो। भारत सरकारको पर्यटन सचिव श्री अरविन्द सिंहले पत्रकार सम्मेलनलाई सम्बोधन गर्नुभएको थियो।
It is indeed a matter of pride and privilege for us that we have got this opportunity to host the second tourism working group meeting at Siliguri and Darjeeling. Let me give you the background of the selection. As you know, earlier G20 presidencies, wherever they have taken place, they have been restricted to a few centers. But consciously, the government of India decided that if we have to showcase different parts of India, we have to take the meetings to different parts of the country. And that's why more than 55 locations, almost 59 locations have been selected for the 200 meetings, so that delegates from all over the world get a flavor of the local heritage, the local culture, the local tourist products that are available in all these centers. Similarly, for the tourism working group, we are scheduled to have 4 meetings. So we selected one in each region of the country. The first meeting happened in the western part of the country in the run of Kutch from 7th to 9th February, and that was a successful meeting. All our priorities were endorsed, and we saw very active participation by the G20, the invited countries, the member countries, and the international organizations. The second meeting that we have selected is in the eastern part of the country, and we have selected Siliguri and Darjeeling as the location for the second tourism working group meeting in the eastern part of the country. That is why we are trying to showcase and highlight the typical features of the world of this region. The delegates will have an exposure to tea estates and tea plucking and the characteristics of the tea industry that grows here. They will be exposed to adventure tourism, the prospects that they are seeing here. They will also be shown heritage buildings and get to see local culture and arts and crafts at Mall, Darjeeling. They'll visit the Raj Bhavan. So we are trying to give them a glimpse of the region so that they carry this message home as ambassadors of this region and as ambassadors of the country, that of the prospects and the potential of this region. On the 2nd, of course, will be the crucial day of the 2nd of April, when the whole day we will discuss going ahead from the run of Kutch discussions on the 5 priorities in a deeper and more extensive way about the 5 priorities which are mainly aimed at reaching the sustainable goals and for recovery of the tourism sector in the post-pandemic situation across the world. So how do we shape and discuss these priorities? So that the next 2 meetings that happen, one in the north of India at a venue which we will announce after the Darjeeling meeting is over, and that will happen in May. And the last working group meeting will happen in western or southern India in Goa, where we'll have the working group meeting followed by the ministerial. And as indicated by my colleague, there will be a final ministerial communique, which will be the outcome of the deliberations at the 3 working group meetings, including the one at Siliguri, Darjeeling. And that will be the final communique, which will have the endorsement of all the tourism ministers from all the G20 countries who will attend the meeting at Goa in June. Now, along with this, to take advantage of the momentum generated by the G20 presidency, we are organizing a large number of events in the country to propel and push the process of revival of tourism. In the month of May, from 17th to 19th May, we will be holding a major global tourism investors summit at New Delhi, Pragati Maidan. The idea being to get more foreign as well as domestic investment from the private sector and other sources into the tourism and hospitality sector. We will have a conference on MICE, International Conference on MICE, in the month of July in Hyderabad, on meetings, in incentives, conventions and exhibitions, conferences and exhibitions, MICE, because the idea is that with the new infrastructure that is growing in the country, with better connectivity, better roads, better highways, better railway facilities, better airports, and new convention centers that are coming up at several locations, we have the potential to become a major destination for holding these MICE events, such as the G20 meetings, which are happening in various parts of the country. So that conference will be held in July. We'll also have a major travel mart organized by PATA, which is the Asia Pacific Travel Association, and that will be in October. And in the month of April, we will have a major B2B meeting organized by FICCI at Jaipur, where around the last week of April, where we will have inbound tour operators discussing with Indian tour operators. So there are, apart from the G20 meetings, working group meetings, the second of which is happening here, there are a large number of events which we are planning in this year to add to the momentum created and generated by the G20 presidency to take the development of both domestic and international tourism further in the country. So thank you. These are the words that my colleagues and I, the thoughts that we have shared with you, and we are open to any questions that you may have. Thank you.
भारत सरकारको पर्यटन मन्त्रालयका अतिरिक्त सचिव श्री राकेश वर्माले सिलगढी, दार्जिलिङ, खरसाङ क्षेत्रहरूमा आयोजन हुने विभिन्न सभा कार्यक्रमहरूबारे जानकारी दिनुभएको थियो।
I'll briefly take you through the 3 days of engagement of our G20 second tourism working group, which is happening at Siliguri and Darjeeling. As you all understand, we have more than 200 meetings under our India's G20 presidency, which covers various tracks which are being coordinated by various ministries. Tourism working group is being coordinated by Ministry of Tourism. And one unique feature of India's G20 presidency is that we are holding these meetings across the country at 59 locations. These destinations have been chosen to showcase India's diverse geographical and rich cultural heritage. Siliguri, which is the venue for our second tourism working group, is located at the foothills of the Himalayas. It's a land of tea estates and upcoming wedding destination, along with Darjeeling, which is anyway known as the Queen of Himalayas. They have been selected to host second tourism working group meeting from 1st to 3rd April 2023. This second meeting we will have, it is supported by G20 Secretariat, which coordinates all the meetings, and State of West Bengal, and we are fully prepared to host the second tourism working group meeting. This meeting will be attended by more than 130 delegates from G20 member countries, invitee countries, international organizations, and our tourism industry stakeholders, state tourism departments, and also our local industry stakeholders. This meeting will be graced by Honorable Union Minister for Tourism, Culture and Donor, Shri G. Kishan Reddy, and Honorable Union Minister of State, Ministry of Minority Affairs, Shri John Barlaji. The delegates will be relishing tea tasting and understanding the cosmic reasons of moonlight tea leaf plucking at Makaibari Tea Estate, Kurseong. The region is known for Darjeeling tea, which was given the first GI tag in India in 2004. The Ministry of Tourism has also planned visit of the delegates to UNESCO World Heritage Site, which was declared on 5th December 1999. Darjeeling Himalayan Railways, a short toy train ride from Ghum, India's highest railway station, will be given, which will pass through Batasha Loop and finally going to Darjeeling station. The delegates will visit the heritage building of Raj Bhavan at Darjeeling, which will be followed by a visit to Chaurasta, where cultural programs have also been organized for the delegates, which will include local performances, tribal dance, traditional Tappa dance, Tamang folk dance, Chow dance, India Army's pipe band, along with other folk performances. The Ministry of Tourism has made all efforts to introduce delegates to local art and craft of this region. MSME and tourism departments of West Bengal have organized art and craft stalls and will also have do-it-yourself activities at Siliguri and Darjeeling both. This will provide an immersive experience to our delegates about local arts and crafts of the region. Himalayan Mountaineering Institute at Darjeeling is also exhibiting their equipment and facilities at the Mall Road. A morning yoga session is also planned at Mayfair Tea Resort, Siliguri, in lush green settings for delegates in coordination with Ministry of Ayush. As you are all aware, United Nations, at the behest of Government of India, has declared 2023 as the International Year of Millets. In line with this, the millet-based cuisine and local cuisines have been selected in the menu for the delegates. The Ministry of Tourism is promoting local products of West Bengal by handing souvenirs to delegates from one district, one product list of items like wooden owl set from Burdwan district, Dokra GI hook fish from Bankura district, Bangla Shri Silk Pocket Square from Malda district, and Chitpur Atar from Kalimpong district. In recent years, adventure tourism in India is gaining immense popularity among both domestic and international tourists, and therefore Ministry of Tourism is hosting 2 side events on adventure tourism on this occasion. In the first side event, we will have our Adventure Tour Operators Association, the International Adventure Tour Operator Association Vice President, who will be joining us, along with our local industry and representatives from the delegates who are coming to attend this meeting. This will focus on the global perspectives on adventure tourism, how other countries are meeting the challenges, and most importantly, how adventure tourism can lead to achieving sustainable development goals. The second event is organized on the next day, again around tourism. Adventure tourism will have our national policies, our national programs being discussed and deliberated along with the industry and the states. We again have focus on our northeastern states. So the northeastern states will present the adventure tourism opportunities that exist in those states and what are they doing to further promote and develop those adventure tourism opportunities. Another key element of India's G20 presidency is to have public involvement and make it truly a people's G20. An exhibition will be opened for the general public from 3rd to 5th April to increase awareness about India's G20 presidency and also promotion of sustainable practices under adventure tourism at the Mall Road, Darjeeling. On this occasion, a Himalayan Drive car rally will also be flagged off on 2nd April 2023 from Siliguri. During the first meeting of Tourism Working Group at Run of Kutch, Gujarat, from 7th to 9th February, the 5 priority areas of India's presidency for tourism sector, which include green tourism, digitalization, skills, tourism MSMEs, and destination management, were endorsed by all members, and we will take that discussion further in the second meeting of Tourism Working Group. We have circulated our draft outcome document on which all member countries are working. UNWTO is our knowledge partner for assisting us in preparing these 2 deliverables, which is a Goa roadmap and action plan for tourism as a vehicle for achieving SDGs, and a ministerial communique which will be released at the end of the ministerial meeting. So this is a brief of the activities that we are going to undertake during 1st April to 3rd April at the 2nd Tourism Working Group meeting at Siliguri and Darjeeling. Thank you.
पत्रकार सम्मेलनमा एक्जिक्युटिभ जोइन्ट सेक्रेटरी पश्चिम बङ्गाल सरकार श्री ठेन्डुप नामग्याल शेर्पा अनि भारत सरकारको पर्यटन मन्त्रालयका निदेशक श्रीमती राधा कट्याल नारङ पनि उपस्थित हुनुहुन्थ्यो। पत्रकार सम्मेलनको सञ्चालन अतिरिक्त महानिदेशक प्रेस इन्फर्मेसन ब्युरो श्रीमती जेनी नाम्सुले गर्नुभएको थियो। यो तिनजेल सुन्नुभयो G20 को दोस्रो टुरिज्म वर्किङ ग्रुप मिटिङ बारे हिजो सिलगढीमा आयोजित पत्रकार सम्मेलनमाथि रिपोर्ट।